tomorrow, the same as today. We will start the round at 5 p.m. So it's Friday, shuttle starting, leaving after 4 p.m. till 4:30. Please start your games.
Okay, so opening was a little, okay, bishop d6, it's normal, knight c3, now knight c6 it's something rare, so normal moves, c6 for example, normal moves, Korobov played against me c6. Okay, knight c6 he played, okay, I decide that he wants to take, and for example, if I play something like this, I decide that he wants to take, and if I take with bishop, to play e5. So So I decide that rook c1 probably not so important move here, so I decide to play d4. Now I expect that he will play something like h6 or some waiting move to wait my bishop and then to take, and if I take pawn to push e5, if I take with bishop I'm losing tempo, but he took immediate suddenly. Okay, I took with bishop of course. He played a6 and now h3. Okay, castle totally possible, but probably after e5 I expected his plan is e5. I planned to play h3 anyway to stop bishop g4 and also to stop ideas like here if knight d2 with bishop takes h2 and knight g4 check if pawn on h2. For example, if I play here some random moves, I need at least calculate this. If knight d2, bishop takes h2 check, king h2, knight g4, and it's probably already losing, at least pretty dangerous. Okay, so this was idea of h3, sorry, h3. I expected him to play e5 and castle, okay, normal position, so, but he played suddenly b5. I was a little bit surprised that, okay, bishop is attacked, bishop d3, I didn't want knight b4 with tempo, so I decided to play bishop b2, bishop b7, castle, and suddenly he played e5, probably he just overlooked knight takes b5, okay, it was not necessary, like could play something like h6 for example, or queen e7, I don't know, many moves is possible, but anyway white has quite a solid position now. Okay, there are other moves, but it's very principal to take the pawn. e4 doesn't work because knight d6, so he took, and I took, queen e7. Okay, so what can I tell about this position? White has pawn up, but black has some compensation because black piece is a little bit more active than white ones. So my knight is attacked, I should lost time. Of course I can play bishop f3, but now there are two questions. First question, he can take here, and after take, queen, pawn. Okay, of course white has healthy pawn, good winning chances, but I was not so sure how big my winning chances is this position after, for example, rook a7, rook f8. Okay, I played rook c1 and rook c2. It's very far from draw yet, but not so clear. But probably I would play this, but also if to play, just a moment. If to play bishop f3, not so clear what to do after knight e4. This was another question. And my knight still attacking. If queen d4, f5 is coming, then c5, so it wasn't clear for me. So I decide just go back with knight and okay, it looks a little bit passive, but black pawn is attacked, and this I was planning just ignore it. So my plan was just to take, and bishop h2 I don't afraid, because I'm just taking with knight. Probably with king is possible as well, but I don't want to consider bishop f3, so more solid looks this, and I have rook, bishop and two pawns against queen with all active pieces, so this position obviously much better for white. So he played b4 to stop this. Now, okay, I try to understand what he wants. Okay, no direct threats, but probably he wants to play rook a5 and rook f8. a8, something like this. For example, after queen c2, rook a5, and then rook a8 is coming, some kind of compensation. And I decide to stop this plan with knight d2, because now after rook a5 I have knight c4, and after rook g5 bishop f3. So okay, c4 is excellent square for my knight. And now he played rook fd8, a little bit surprise for me, so probably knight d5 was interesting option. Idea if knight c4, knight c3, bishop takes c3, b takes c3, trying to realize this pawn, somewhere queen g5. Objectively it looks very dubious for black, but okay, black is pawn down, so, and very important that after bishop f3 there is knight takes e3. And now after takes, so king h1 is forbidden because queen f4, it's obvious, so rook f2 is only move, now bishop c5, now bishop takes b7, more or less forced, okay, probably there are some other, probably there is queen f1 as well, okay, but I consider it bishop takes during the game, queen takes f2 check, king h1, rook a d8, queen g4, bishop d4, bishop takes d4, rook takes d4, knight e4. This position wasn't totally clear for me. So after knight d5, okay, I have choice to play knight c4 or to play bishop f3. So it was quite interesting option for him, but sorry. b4, okay. But he played rook fd8. It's another idea. When I played knight d2, of course, I am planning to play bishop f3, but now problem is that he has knight e4. If I take twice, he has bishop h2 check, and okay, of course, I can play this, of course, but rook takes. Even knight f6 check is possible. Oh, I missed knight f6 check. So probably it was nice option. So knight f6 was spoiled pawn structure. He cannot take with queen, so takes. Yes, for sure white is better, but I'm not so sure if white is winning here. But okay, it was good option, but I missed knight f6 check. Only now I see this. Okay, so bishop f3 probably was stronger than what I played. But I should see idea knight f6 check. Okay, so but I played queen c2. Probably not the best solution. So bishop f3 was stronger. And now he played rook a5. So he has idea to activate rook g5 somewhere or rook c5. If knight c4, rook g5 is pretty unpleasant. So I decide to play rook fd1. And now if rook g5, I can consider, for example, bishop f3. If rook c5, for example, queen b1, bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3. If knight f3, knight e4, and knight c3 coming, so probably more tactical to take and take with knight, and okay, I have pawn up. Of course, it's not easy to realize this pawn, but anyway, I'm playing with pawn up without any risk. So it was my plan after rook c5, but he after rook g5, but he played rook c5 first. Okay, so knight c4 was a natural, and rook g5. Of course, I calculated this before, but I missed something. So my plan, my initial plan was to play bishop f1. Looks very solid. And now bishop f3. Okay, knight takes d6 is threat, so black has only logical option bishop f3. So I have seen this. And my plan was to play rook d4. So queen e6 is idea, queen takes h3 is threat, and now rook h4. So I have seen this position. I was more or less happy with this position because bishop f6 is threat now. So after bishop e4 I can just play queen e2. Okay, a little bit strange rook on h4, but he has also quite strange rook on g5. But then I realized that there is something nightmare for me. Because after bishop f3, rook d4, he is not forced to play queen e6. He has this move. And this is very strong suddenly. Because I have no time to take. Because if I'm just take, he take here. And queen g5. And this is mate. It's no joke anymore. Okay, so what to do? Knight e4. I tried to find defense. For example, king h1. I considered it. And firstly, it looked okay because f2 is protected, but rook g6.
Oh.
After g takes, queen g5 is coming. Okay, I can take on d6, but just c d6, and I'm in big trouble because queen g5 is coming. If king h2, check from e5. So I understand that it's very big danger here. So I decide, okay, of course g4 looks risky, but already I have no choice. So, okay. And I was happy that all my pieces good, only rook a1 a little bit passive would be better on c1, of course, but as my pieces are good, okay, king is very weak, but okay, somewhere I can think king f1, king e1 to avoid direct mate, and I want to take somewhere, okay, h5 logical move.
But do you think he missed here knight into g4?
Knight takes g4, really? What is this?
Oh, sorry.
Knight g4, if h takes g4, what?
I think h5, then after h5 was coming. Okay?
Really?
Okay.
I didn't see this. Okay, just a moment. G4, knight takes g4, and if I take?
Or something, rook h5 and queen h4. I think something was happening there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, definitely we were watching with engines, so we know that, but on the board it was
But
very
is it
difficult to
possible?
find.
No. How it works? Okay, I don't understand if I take
H5, queen h4 is
queen
coming.
h4. Okay. Queen g3, queen h3 check, and I have no squares. Yes, this I miss, but okay, it's very far from obvious. Yes, I missed it, but he played h5.
I think rook h5 was not human move to find a check.
Yes, okay, it's not easy to see.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed this. Okay, so queen c2 was not a good idea. Okay, now I took. Sorry, firstly I took here. Boom. I took here. And queen c7, very important move. And now I'm under attack, but black has problem with his hanging pieces. His rook is hanging and bishop is hanging. And now he played bishop e4, I'm not sure, bishop c8. Also possible bishop a8, so it's very complicated position, but okay, I had feelings that at least I'm not lost here. But he played bishop e4, probably it's not the best. So rook c1 very logical to stop rook c5. So rook c1 takes. And now he played rook g6. Probably rook e5 was stronger with his idea somewhere, queen h4, but okay, f3 is possible, I don't know, it's still complicated position. But he played rook g6, and now it was a choice for me to play rook c4 or rook d4, and very difficult to decide what is correct, so I played rook d4. Somehow it was a miscalculation. So rook e8 he played. Okay, d5 is possible here, but after d5 I have this diagonal for my queen. Probably f3 even possible, so there is no queen h4, queen g3 check anymore. So he played rook e8, queen d7, and rook e7 he played. And it was very important moment in the game, because in my previous calculation I thought that I'm easily winning. After this, king h7, queen d8, rook h6 only move, rook e4, rook takes e4, queen takes f6, and bishop d3 is coming next. So I calculated this, I was totally happy, but suddenly, when my opponent played this, I realized that after rook takes e4, he has check. And this is another story. After bishop f1, rook h1 at least draw, also he can take, so it was a very dangerous moment, because it's very easy to miss this. So I realize what is wrong in my calculation and decide to play different way. I hope it was correct one. So I checked with queen, king h7, rook e4, rook e4, bishop d3. Yes, so now queen f3 was possible, but after takes, rook c4, I'm better. I don't know how much I'm better, but I'm better. So in this position, so black should fight for draw. But my opponent played d5. Objectively, queen f3 probably was better, but he played d5. Probably he just missed king g2, and now it's disaster for him, because rook h1 is coming. So after queen h4, of course I can take and rook h1, but even more beautiful to play this.
Oh. Wow.
Nobody can take my queen. Okay, so he played rook h6, but rook endgame is losing for him. So queen f5. Correct one. Takes. Okay, rook c4 was immediately possible, but I decided to repeat moves. Rook h6, pawn endgame. I'm not winning because my pawn is weak. So maybe even I'm losing, I don't know, or at least I'm not winning. So I went back. Rook a6, rook d4. Takes. Rook e4, rook a5. Okay, now probably rook f4 is winning as well with idea king f3, but this is more concrete ideas. Because if f6 immediately, he has idea g5 and king g6, and although I can protect pawn f6, but it's I'm not sure that this is winning. At least black has chances for draw. For example, g5, rook b4, king g6, rook b6. Also probably rook a6 is possible. Okay, so king g6, rook b6, rook a2, b4, rook b2, b5, for example, king f5. I am not sure if this is winning endgame. Probably it's more close even for draw. So I didn't want this. Because of this, I played rook h4, intermediate move, king g8, f6. So, and this is looks like, because after g takes f6, rook b4, he is totally losing, because structure is very bad. I will put rook on f4, b4, all my pawns protected, and go with king. So he's trying his chance, g5, but now rook h5, very tactical move. And now he has nothing to do, simply. So he played rook c5. Okay, if rook a3, I'm just taking, and rook g7. So he played rook c5, king g3, just waiting move. I want to improve my king, rook c3, rook g5, king h8. It was last trap, because now if rook g7, of course, rook takes e3 is possible. But okay. So I just wait, and he has no moves. For example, if rook d3, I can play rook g4, and after rook b3, now rook g7, because with pawn on b4, it is not stalemate anymore. And okay, rest is very easy.
So Wesley, just few questions to you that your start was not so well.
Okay.
But now last two games was looking nice to you. So how you feeling here in Fujairah overall? This is the first time they started this championship. So
okay, very well organized tournament. It's very big pleasure for me to be here. Yes.
and what is your upcoming tournament? Are you going Grand Swiss or FIDE World Cup?
Sorry?
What is your upcoming tournaments? Are you
Yes,
going?
yes, I will play in Grand Swiss, I will play in FIDE World Cup, both of them.
So you're coming to India?
Also, I will play in Spanish Rapid Team Championship.
Okay.
20 of September. 20 of September.
Thank you so much, Wesley, for talking to ChessBase India, and we wish you good luck for your upcoming rounds.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.